Hello, my lovelies. Yes, I'm going to paint. Something unusual for me because I don't normally paint. But I've been given my bingo numbers, and the first one is number 5, masterboard, 22, book page, 34, paint, 54, ribbon, 68, stencil. So here we go. Creating my first thing is the masterboard. I'm using Kaiser Craft watercolors. As you can see, I don't do a lot of painting. The white is the most favorite because I've mixed in the crimson with white, the Kelly green with white, and the Lagoon blue in with a little bit of white. I've got a page, or it's a glossy print because so I don't know how that's going to work. So I have decided that I will use my book page as my paint base. So let's get into this. Wish me luck, because like I said, I don't normally paint, and my brush has gone hard. Why is my brush hard? I cleaned it and softened it before. There we go. I maybe should have worked the bristles before I did anything. I'm just going to take a little bit of that water off. Start with a pink. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to make it stripy if I can. So we'll come down here and put another bit of pink down here while I've got the pink on the brush. I've got way too much. So maybe I'm going to have to do a little bit of painting to use up what I've got on my little palette, which is a disposable foam tray that I got from the butcher. And I thought I can use that to repackage some larger portions of meat on. And then when I was looking for something to use as a palette, I came across this. So I thought, yeah, why not? We'll use that. Well, the brush is getting softer as I use it. That's cool. Maybe I should have had 3 brushes. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm a novice when it comes to painting. Okay, let's splash some green in there. Now, because this box says watercolor, I'm wondering if the water will actually thin the paint down. And I have a feeling it's going to do just that, so that we can still see my book page through the paint. Now, masterboards can be any sorts of things. They can be collage, they can be painted, they can be pages and pages of snippet rolls. A masterboard really is your own little creation. Oh, this water is going to get very mucky. That's okay. Now blue. We'll make the center. Oh no, we won't. It's very vibrant blue. I was hoping that the white would tone that down. It did, but nowhere near enough that I need. So let's see if the water reaction is here, and we can water this down and thin it down a little bit. Yeah, seems to be working. I like that. Okay. All right, I think I need to do another one because I have so much paint here. It is unbelievable. So I'll just move these things over here to dry, because I'm not going to be able to work on them this session around. I have planned to make this video a compilation video whereby I can do lots of little videos and put them together to make one big one. Okay, now we'll do blue along the edge there. I'm going to have lots of blue and pink and green sheets here. I can see that coming. I've got a beautiful big atlas page here, so I will use that to wipe off on, as well as my cloth. I'm making mud, Mum. Look, I'm making mud. It's kind of cool. I think I'll put pink next to it this time. Just one brush worth, one width, brush width. Oh, that looks pretty. I've got my little mini misty here. I think with this one I will experiment by splashing some water on it once I've got it all down. See how that looks. That's very thick green. I like it when it's slightly blending with the other colours, so let's try and do that intentionally. I like that. Get some green on this board on the back. Into the brush, make more mud. It's going to be pretty mud, I've got to tell you. It's a pity I have so much water inside. Throw some talcum powder into it and make texture paste, because that would be a very pretty colour. Okay, let's go blue again. I really do love the blending that it's doing, and it's doing it on its own. I love it. I'm trying to find a place here to dab the brush. I'm just going to move my paints out of the way so that I've got more space over here. Okay. That was clever. I put my finger in it. I didn't want to get messy. That's why I don't paint very often. I don't like the mess. I have enough trouble staying clean with glue, let alone painting. So I'm glad in this way that we've got a little bit of extra paint so I can use it all at once. This is like watching paint dry, isn't it? I just had that little vision. This must be so boring watching me paint. And last bit of pink. Okay. Now, I haven't run out of anything, but I'm just wondering where to put these things as I'm doing them. That's what I'm running out of, places to put things. And how to get it somewhere without making too much of a mess of on myself. Did it, yay! Small things amuse small minds, and I've got a very small mind at the moment. Oh, dear me. You've got to laugh, don't you? Okay, last one. I've still got a massive blue. So let's make our lines in a different orientation to accommodate for all the blue that I've got. Let's go this way. rather like the feathery look. That's kind of cool. Let's not make this whole page blue though. This colour blue and I are going to have wars. As I love blue, but I like the pastel shades. Or this duck egg blue that I'm creating in the jar here. Okay, let's get some green feathers coming in here. Get them a little more colourful if I can. That's good. Now get the pink in there as well. I've got a little bit of pink left. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. Let's see if I can scrape up just a little bit more on my brush. And I'm not going to wash it off. I'm just going to mix it on the brush as I'm going. A little bit of green. Ooh. Oh, I do like that. Okay, let's see what happens when I splash some water on there. Anything or nothing. Nothing. Okay, had to try. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I know the Tim Holtz inks will spread because they're water. They do that, but these are obviously not that. This is for blending only. Okay. I think I need another paintbrush and I don't have one on my table. It's handy. So what can I do? What can I do? Try and get as much of this off as I can. Get as much of the paint out of the brush as I can. Sorry, I brought it close to me so I could see what I was doing. Now I've got a trusty cloth here so I can wipe off some of that now to wipe off some of the water. Oh, this looks so pretty. I am so impressed with this. I'm looking forward to working with it now. Oh, I like painting after all. Like a little kid at Christmas time. I like my presents. I like my paints. Let's do it this way. Come on, off you come. Because I've still got a little bit of blue paint left. Oh, I don't want to lay that up. There we go. Good, good, good. And I have one more book page that I can use. So it's blue, I guess. Unless I throw in another colour. Let's see. Maybe yellow. I'll put some yellow in here. Put it where the green was, and that's way too much. Way too much. I didn't need anywhere near that amount Oh, look, I'm painting. I'm getting dirty. Ooh. All right, let's see what happens when I mix it in with the remnants of the green and the splashed blue and probably nothing. Yeah, I was right, nothing. Let's take a bit of this though and put that in there. Oh, that turns, oh, of course, blue and yellow turns green. Oh, why didn't I know that? I did know that. I just chose to ignore it like an idiot. You can tell I don't play with paints very often and colours very often because I'm not good at blending. I'm not good at remembering the blends. Okay, let's get into this and stop grizzling, Ruth. Stop grizzling. All right, we'll throw some of this yellow-green down and I'm going to go this way. I'm just going to go over this whole sheet with this yellow-green colour. And then I can put some blue on it and feather it through like I did with the other one. Only that went fairly solid because I stopped feathering and started mixing, didn't I? That's all good. It's no biggie. It's only paint on paper. I'm liking this too. It's all good. I just have to be brave enough to stop blending and let it dry as is so that I get the effects of that, of these little feathery bits. I am going to stop right now because I think that is enough. I really do. Oh, I missed a little bit of white page. Can't have that. And a little bit there. Any more white bits? Yep, there and there. A little bit there. Hello, my lovelies. Next session, after I did my painty papers yesterday, I reevaluated what I said in the beginning of this video, that I would do my painty papers as my masterboard. But then I realized that's not really a masterboard. A masterboard is where you add papers to papers and make them thicker and more like a board rather than just a paper. So I'm going to use this as the reverse side of my masterboard. I used my little splatter brush after the video turned off and did some splattering. I did splattering on this one as well. I rather like this. I'm going to save this for another project, but I'm not keen on this one. So this is going to be one that I'm going to tear up and stick to the reverse side of this. So that's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be done willy-nilly, and I've got other papers in a little bag here that I'm going to access and use as well. So let's get into it. I won't do all of this on camera today because otherwise it's going to get a little bit frustrating. So I'll do a little bit, turn it off, finish it, and then come back to you. And it's not going to matter if it sticks over the edge or whatever, because it's going to be cut up anyway. Basically what you're doing when you're creating a masterboard is collaging. Tearing up, cutting up, using odd different shapes of things that you've had before for different projects and putting them all together so that they look like a pretty mess. And when I said pretty mess, I meant a pretty as in attractive mess. And double-sided paper works really, really well for this type of thing too, so you've got two choices. This glue is not liking this paper here. Look at this. I don't know why. Because it's good glue. We'll just keep at it and see what comes. If I have to go over it with some gesso or something similar to that, I will do so. I don't want to put text on there. Little piece of leftover calendar. Really does not want to stick properly today for some reason. It's not that I'm being gentle with the glue stick, I'm slathering it on there. Oh, slather even more. Wind it up a bit more. All different weights of paper going onto this, and it's just going to look like a hot mess, but in the end it's going to look very, very pretty. Oh, I can use both of those pieces there. That's good. Okay, use sufficient of those for now. Let's use this one. Andrea. Okay. Somebody's name that I wrote there to remind myself to speak to that person, obviously. Now I've got a couple of circles sitting here, so I'm thinking I might fill those gaps in. Even though I like that one, I will debate on filling that one. But I do want to fill this one here. Ha! I like it. I like it. I like it. Little piece of stamping that I didn't use. It must have been when I was stamping off on something or other. Using that as a mask. All right, I've just about finished this, and I said I wasn't going to. So it's only a small board that I'm creating. I do make larger ones when I require them, but this one I don't need a big one for because my bingo journal is not that big. Some more painty paper. Getting a bit gluey over here, it's getting a bit yucky. And another book page. There is no rhyme or reason behind what you put onto your master boards. It is just a hot mess, unless of course you want to be more routine and more pattern making, and then you can sort your colors out and do whatever you feel like, being creative and making it super neat and tidy. But I never do that with my, well, I have done. I won't say never do it because I have done, but I prefer the pure collage of these things where you just tear and stick and stick and tear and excuse me. That would have looked nicer if I'd left that torn bit on top of there. Didn't think about that before. I will think about that now. Let's get some of these. I've put a piece of that there. So let's use this bit. Investigate some more colours. Oh, there's a nice round shape again. What else do I have in here? A lot of it is stuff that I've made already. Oh, excuse me. It's a little piece of something I had left over that can be used. There's another little piece of it. Okay. Let's put that whole strip across there because I rather like that. Oh, glue stick's getting a heck of a mess. I hate it when they do that because it gets all over the place and sticks everywhere, and I always have a massive cleanup of my glue stick when I'm finished doing something like this because I don't like putting them away dirty. Oh, for goodness sakes. get this blue bit up here. I'll tear that. Let's put that bit coming up here so that the painty paper is featured in that little circle. I like that idea. That's cool. Now, a little bit more of this. And I'm going to do that with that one, cover up that tiny little space there. After I unstick it from itself. Let's not put it on straight. Let's just pop it on crooked. I like that. I like it very much now. Oh, I've got more of this lightweight paper here I can use. That one can go there. Now, yep. And then I'm going to have to set this aside to dry. So I'm going to turn the camera off when I've got this adhered. And I will be back with you in a few hours. For me, it'll be a few hours. For you, it will be just a couple of minutes. Or if I get clever with my editing, it will be almost immediately. There's just a tiny little bit there I want to cover up. All right, my lovelies, I will be back as soon as I can. Catch you soon. Right, I am back. I've been putting my little head around some things and I thought, okay, I want to use this pretty blue painted book page for the background. So I thought, okay, what can I do with the painted paper and the masterboard that I've made? So let's just put this to one side for a minute because I still have yet to do stenciling. I've got my stencil and I've got a couple of other bits and pieces here that I was thinking about using. I've got a little paper spool that I made out of some painted paper and the other piece of painted paper behind it. And I've stuck some ribbon samples on and that covers my ribbon aspect. I've got a little piece of linen that I glued a little piece of lace, put some pins. That's a pin cushion. Use your imagination. You get where I'm going here? I've got part of a dressmaking pattern. I thought that could go on the page as well. And I've got some old safety pins. These were my mother-in-law's and she's been gone for a few years. And these were in a little container. So I'm guessing they're probably vintage. I won't say antique, they're just vintage. So they can go on the page too. There's my stenciling sheet. And I thought I would do something like this on the top of the pocket that I'm going to make out of. this masterboard. So let's just put that to one side. I've gone ahead and I've measured out an ATC, which I'm going to put inside the pocket, and I will have all the numbers on the back of it so that when I'm reading through the book, I can pick the tag out or the ATC out and have a look and see what's on it. I've got a piece of masterboard ready to cut here so that I can put my ribbon piece on it and have it strengthened. Also, a little piece there for my pin cushion. Like I said, use your imagination. And I've got the pocket ready to cut out. So let's go ahead and do that, seeing as this is nice and dry now. The proof of the glue will be when I cut this to see how good that glue was on the other side. Well, that looks pretty good. Okay, the pocket. Okay, and I think that stencil up the top there, I'm calling that the top. I think that's going to look quite lovely. Or should I do that one? That was the one I said to start with. I was not going to take 3 of the patterns. I'll work on that in a minute. Let's get these other pieces cut out first before I go completely gaga. And I'm still going to have a little bit of this left over that I can play with some other time, which is rather good. So I've got this bit left over. How cool is that? Okay, let's get the little bobbin glued onto here. And I'll use 450 by Helmars. Helmar, sorry, not Helmars. No S. Oh, the sun is shining today. It's quite lovely. Just warming the glue up so it goes down. Oh, there it is. Took me by surprise that time, my goodness. Get some of this on here. I want it nice and gluey so it's going to stick down well. Now I think I want this side to show, so we'll use the masterboard. So, no, this is all about the masterboard, so do it the right way, Ruth. Okay, we'll just let that sit and dry. This is the one that I'm going to stress a little about because of the little frayed edges. I'm going to cut underneath those frays. Let me just hold it up to the light here for a minute. I want the frayed edges to be loose. Oh, that little bit didn't stick. Or nor did that one. Okay. All right. Oh, the worst of working with little things is sometimes your nails just don't want to grip. And I forgot to pick up my tweezer before I started gluing, so that's my problem. Okay, let's bring the tweezer in now so that I can get it down on the material. I'll turn that over so it's nice and flat so I can get that fabric down on that. Okie doke. Where did that come from? I don't know. It was in something. Right, that's another little piece that I can use. Get these in the bin. Now, this is my pocket. I think I had better close this, otherwise I'm going to end up with twice the bubble that I need. I don't need bubbles at all. Right, this is the pocket, and we need that to be this. Actually, I'm going to make that the top so that these pieces will show rather than being stenciled over. That's the ATC. I'm going to round the corners. That's better. Well, that one didn't want to round properly. Oh, yes, it did. Okay. I stand corrected. Now, I think I might stamp on the front of that. That is so that I can write the numbers on. And I might like to put a little piece of ribbon on that. Okay, I will hunt up some ribbon in a minute. I know exactly where it is. But first of all, I'd like to get the stenciling done. And I'm still looking at this, trying to work out whether I want to do that one or whether I want to use the other one. I rather like this one better. So let's do this one. Now I need these out of my way because I'm not at all adept at doing things. Okay, that's that. Got my spatula. Got my texture paste. Now this is Glamour Paste Sparkling White by Stamperia, I think. Yes, Stamperia. Okay. Now I have worked out that less is more with this stuff. Oh, look at that. That's going to fit in perfectly. 3, just what I needed. Okay, that's pretty straight. Okay, so let's get this going. It's got that beautiful gritty sound to it. And it feels that way once it's done too. It's got that lovely texture to it. It's just beautiful. Now to lift it off carefully. Okay, I have to be happy with that. I just have to be, that's all there is to it. Okay, I'm going to pop it out of the way so it too can dry. That little bit won't take long. Now by necessity, I have to clean this stencil off fairly quickly. Now forgive me while I do the housekeeping. Why aren't you going down properly? Did I not get you on? Yes, I did. trusty wipes. The time is nearly up for this video already. This section of it anyway. Okay, that's pretty good. Now to clean the spatula. All right. Now, because I have just dampened this paper with the wipe, I'm going to shove it out the way for a minute. Okay, let's bring in my book. And let's get at least one thing in place before I have to turn off and start again. For some reason, my phone is telling me I have limited space. And I don't know why, because I've gone and taken all my photos and videos off, but it's still telling me it's using that amount of space, and I don't know why. So that's why I'm having to do this particular video in bits and pieces, apart from the fact that I've got drying time involved and can't do what I want to do all at once. Let's get this off. Get some extra wet glue in here in between the tape so that I know it's going to stick down properly. Now I'll put this little one up here. I really am enjoying looking at this painted paper. So guess what I'm going to be doing from now on? Maybe not with you, but I am going to be doing some sewing. Not sewing. What am I saying? I'm just going to bring this pocket back in to let me know where it's going to sit. Okay, that's going to sit there. So maybe that can go down here. That will have to come on later. And the ribbon sampler can go there because the ATC will sit on that. Yep, okay, got it. So, regrettably, those two little things there are going to have to wait. So, it's that time again when I turn my camera off, and I will get back to you shortly. Bye-bye for now. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to the last part of this video. It's been a long one, and I appreciate you sticking with me, but I was determined to try and get it all done in one video, but in portions, if you know what I mean, because I've had to do this in 15-minute lots. So, okay, let's finish this off. Shouldn't take too long. Now, I'm going to use the good old Aleene's tacky just to put a thin bead around the edge so that I've got surety that this is going to stay in place when I put something through or into it. This being the pocket with my painty paper on one side that you won't see, and the masterboard with the stenciling on the other side that you will see. Now I'm just going to put that along the very edge of the double-sided tape. double-sided tape will hold it in place while the wet glue is drying. Here we go. So this is the pocket. Now here is the ATC journaling card with the information on the back. It's Junk Journal Lounge 3T Bingo Challenge. Number 5, Masterboard, which I've used all the way through this to make the different backings and different components of it. 34 paint, which you can see on the outer cover here. 54 ribbon is on my little sampler pack there, or sampler bobbin if you want to call it that. And the stencil is this pretty shimmery decoration here. So I'll leave this out while that paint dries, or while the glue dries. I've also put double-sided tape on the back of the little bobbin. I've put the safety pins on this as a nod to the dressmaking component. I decided it needed a theme. I'm not good at doing things sometimes without a theme, so I like to have things that are matchy-matchy. Now a little bit of glue down the center and down the sides. And I'm going to have that sitting up the top at a little angle, so that it looks like a little tab. And I've stuck the pins down so that they don't move. Nothing worse than trying to pull something out and you get your finger stuck. Well, you're not going to with this one because it's immobile, it does not move. As you can see, I've already stuck the little piece of dressmaking pattern paper down here. I thought that was quite pretty. Even though it's not coloured, it still looks nice. I suppose I could colour those in, but I don't really want to. I like the black and white. Well, it's not so much white anymore, but I like that colour scheme. That looks fine to me. I'll put this one at a little bit of an angle too. Just hold that in place and that one in place while the glue sticks. And I'll just tuck that in there just to show you that that's where it's going to sit, like that. Well, that's it for this particular part of the challenge. I'll get some more numbers allocated and I will be back again to see you soon. Bye-bye for now, my lovelies. Keep crafting, keep smiling and enjoy. Bye-bye for now.